welcome to my channel. This is Monique from Special Occasions by Design, and today we're going to talk about artificial florals. Now, this video is part 2 of my 2-part series about vases and artificial florals. So if you haven't already watched part 1, be sure to check it out. I listed it above, but also down below in the description box. Now in part 1, we learned all about where to find vases, how to choose a vase that fits our theme, and also how to choose a vase that fits our table layout and design. Now in part 1, you also watched me change the color of the water for this, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it again in the smaller one, just because I want to illustrate something with these floral arrangements. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add, this is just water. So we are going to use, let's go with blue. And I'm just gonna start with 1 drop. Gonna add 1 more, make it a little bit darker. And then what I do going forward for all the rest of these vases, I would also add 2 drops. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do is style these very small vases. And that's why I left these here. Now a lot of videos on YouTube you'll find will show you how to style bigger vases, but I just wanted to give you some tips on these smaller ones. There's a couple things you can do when you grab your florals. Is figure out how tall you want it to be. Now, wherever you cut these will determine how much it sticks out. And these, I believe I got them at Joanns Fabric, and I bought these in the spring. They were $3.99, but now, just because, as I told you earlier, always buy your items at the end of the season to use later, unless you have an event that you obviously need it for. Try to wait. So for this, $3.99, now I believe it's on sale for, I want to say 99 cents, and that's a good price. A lot of times you'll also get a coupon for additional 25% off or 20% off sale items. It'll make it even lower. So I'm gonna go and check some more spring florals out. But for now, here's this one. So what we're gonna use here is this flower cutter. And I'm gonna use it on these 2. So you notice that they're different heights. So if I decided that I want this to stick out that much and I cut it this tall, if I use it on this same vase at another time, it'll just be a little bit higher. So that's a perfect height. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. I'm gonna cut them all at the same. There we go. Now, when I place these in the vase, and I'll go ahead and do this one first, I bend it a little, just so it falls naturally. And I'll stick a couple in first, and then we'll bend them so we can arrange it how we like. And I don't want them going all the way into this water because it is blue. I don't want it to dye in the leaves or anything. So I'm just sticking these in. And that is it. Now, because I don't have the time during my event to walk around each table, cut each one of these, and arrange it, once I get them the desired way I want it to be, I usually pull them out, put it together, and using some floral tape, I'll tape very closely to the top section. Just like that. And when I put it in here, I'll spread the bottom out like so. So we're just spreading the bottom out wider. And then we're just gonna stick it in here. Now at the event, then I go ahead and position the flowers. And there you have it. Now I said we can also use these in the smaller vases. Like so. You just have to flex them in so it fits. There you go. See, it was cut at a height that was so perfect that it fits all three. Even though they're all small, they're all varying shapes and heights. So that was a pretty good thing. And let's see, just out of curiosity, this is a little bit taller, see? But that can work in there as well. So there you have it. Prep your flowers before the event, measure, cut, tape, and then package. Count the amount that you need and pack. Now another way is to use these discs that I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm not going to use it on these. Let's try it on this one. You simply press into the top so it can stay affixed. And I'm just going around in a circular motion, kind of just indenting. All right. And then now it fits, so you can pop it off. You'll pack the vases separate from the disc and just pop it on when you need it. And then you can just add your floral arrangements to it. I don't have a lot right here. I'm just gonna show you kind of typically how it would work. Oops. So, and then you just continue all the way around and it'll give you that effect. Now obviously, or maybe not obviously, all of these were cut pretty short, about 2.5 to 3 inches short. And that's just because I didn't want these to be very big. I tend to use different size foam balls or foam squares or discs, depending on how wide I would like my florals to be. So for this, keeping it very short all the way around would be sufficient. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one off and grab some of these flowers out of here. And I'm going to show you another topper that we can use. So that was the disc. So another option are foam balls. Now this is a pretty small foam ball, and this has the styrofoam is very easy to puncture with your fingers. They do sell the ones that are smooth. Be careful with those. When you try to do florals, it won't stay very well unless you also add glue. With these, you don't need any glue. You could just add flowers and it'll be fine. So the same thing here. You grab your vase and your foam and pick your area, and then you just go around. Let me get these out the way a little so you can see. So you simply would just go around in a circle. You're just trying to create an indentation in the foam for it to securely fit. Now, if you think it's not enough, go ahead and just dab a little bit of hot glue and then secure the foam ball to the vase again. So there you go. And I'm going to show you with these same florals, but this time, if you notice, I'm not going all the way in. Right? The further away you stay, so the further away you are when you push it in, it's only went about ½ inch in, the less flowers you will need for your arrangement. The bigger it will be, but the less flowers you will need. So what you would need to consider if you're using this method is, how big is my vase? How wide do I want my flowers to be? And to calculate that, it would be the width of your foam plus the length of the stem that is exposed plus the bulging or the area of the actual flower. So we can go ahead and say this is 4 inches plus 2.5 or 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 2.5 is 9.5. So this is 9.5 inches wide. And this is just one portion. So 9.5 inches this way from here to here. So if you think about from here extending out, and I'll go ahead and put this in just for a visual, you would then have to do this 9.5 plus right here, which I believe this is maybe 2, so 9.5 plus 2, that's 11.5 plus 3, 14.5. Yeah, 14.5. So this is 14.5 inches wide. And it'll be the same thing when you go up. It'll be 9.5 high. So you want to think about that with how big do you want to make these. So if you think, you know, that's too much for me, just go ahead and push them in. And you'll notice what happens. It shortens or makes the foam or the floral arrangement topper a lot smaller. But we're gonna go ahead and work with what I was showing you here. I'll pull these out. And just so you can see, I'm only putting it in about ½ inch. I'm spacing it apart because they don't have to be close together. Slightly touching is enough. And there you go, just so you can see that side. And it's not complete, it's only the front. I'll show you what the back looks like, the top. Now what you would do is, I wouldn't add that glue to the vase until you'd sit each one, do the same rotation, get the indentation in there, assemble your centerpiece, remove it and pack. pack your vase securely, pack and label all your toppers, and on the day of your event, it's easy to simply assemble very quickly and go. Now you'll have the choice of either leaving these empty, and a lot of times I just leave the vase empty, or filling it with water. And let's go ahead and I'm gonna use this blue water just so I can show you. And I don't have a lot. So I'm gonna throw this yellow one in here too. So we're gonna have like a greenish tint. That's actually very pretty. Not what I intended, but it works. So we'll go ahead and do that just to show you that same look. And I think that is actually very pretty. Didn't intend to use green, just using up the water that I have, but of course, the yellow and the blue, green, very beautiful shade. You just fill in the rest of these flowers and you'll be good to go with that. Now we do have this square, and you'd think, you know, and I always used to be very wary of using the square, but it's the same thing. The way you position your flowers in here, it doesn't give or lend itself to showing what the base actually is. So whether you can use a round one or a square one, that's fine. Now this round one came as a pack of, I want to say 6, and it was $5.99 at Joanns. And like I said, use a coupon, at least 50% off. So I got it for around $3.50 with tax. $4, let's say $4. But if it's 6 of them, when you think about that, I know impulse always say, let me run to the Dollar Tree and grab this. But you're getting these for less than $1. So why not go get this? And the good thing with Joanns is, even though a little bit off topic, is you can use more than one coupon in the same transaction as long as your coupons have a separate barcode. So if you do not shop at Joanns and haven't signed up for their email list, go ahead and sign up, because you're gonna get daily, weekly emails that have the coupons attached to it. Screenshot each one that you get. You can go in there with a wide range of coupons. Sometimes I go in there with up to 10 coupons, and I like to go on a Saturday before the sale week starts over and use all my coupons. So tip, a little bit off topic, and I apologize, but that's something when you're trying to think about saving money and you want to pick between grabbing these at Dollar Tree and getting some round ones that might just be a little bit smaller and fit your vase better, just consider going to Joanns. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing here. You simply take the top and we're just gonna put it on here. Try to make it even, and then I'm just gonna go around in this circular motion, like rocking back and forth. And you're hearing that sound, and it's actually cutting into the styrofoam. But once I do it a little bit more, I'll show you. You can see here that it's cut all the way in. And now it has a snug, very secure fit. And then you just do the same thing. So I'm just gonna pull these out, and I'm gonna make it a little bit more interesting here. I'm gonna separate these yellow ones that we just taped up. I'm gonna stick some of them in here just so you can see a little bit of variety. Now you notice that these were cut a lot longer than the bulk of these. So it's about 1/2 inch. I thought it was actually substantially longer, but it's not. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing with when you're placing these, especially when you're using the square ones, you don't want anyone to sit at the table and look underneath and see the styrofoam or whatever business you got going on in there. So the first couple ones, you can put these in kind of at a downward angle, and they don't have to be underneath the bottom. Notice I didn't go to the bottom, I was on the side. But you'll just go ahead and stick those in. Now remember, the further away you are when you stick it in, or the further away, not you are, because I don't know how you get that done if you're far away trying to put these flowers in, but distance between the flowers, when you put it longer stems, you can leave a wider distance between the flowers. I would say just try to ensure that the top of the flowers are touching, and that will take care of that gap that's in here. So it covers it up. And hopefully you guys can see that. I'll just stick a few more around here. I'll pull this out just so we can get some more coverage right here. All right, and I'm gonna just show you some of these, just stick these in. Now these have greenery and I like that. So it adds another kind of look to these florals. So we just sticking it in here. And I'm trying to go in a little bit more so it's secure because it was kind of wobbly. Now a pro tip, when you're using spray flowers, which are kind of like these, where one's shorter and like a different kind of row. So this is closed, or this is closed and this is the open rows. This one tends to be very flimsy. So when you cut them, be careful not to use this as what you want to attach, because this bends so easily, if you see here, that it won't affix to your, well, help you to, you won't be able to get it into the styrofoam very well. You probably can, but it just won't be a good fit. So let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna stick one under here because that was a little bit too far apart. Stick another one in, and there you go. So this is just 1/2 or 1/4. There you go. I'm gonna take this topper off, put it right here. And let's go ahead and revisit this. Now, in video number 1, I stated that I got these from the Dollar Tree. And while these are not vases, I thought, hey, let me go ahead and show it anyways. These are a seasonal item. They're like a snow globe that has an opening. It comes with a screw here that you actually can use to hang things on. I took mine out because a lot of mine, when I use them, I like to just sit it on the table, and I didn't like that portion sticking up. But I have these rose heads, see here? And I just go ahead and stick these on the inside of this. And that's it. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. And as usual, If you need any more information about these artificial florals and how you can pair them well with styrofoam discs, or how you can make these floral arrangements, please go ahead and leave me a comment down below, and I'll go ahead and answer as quickly as I can. Also, if there are any videos that you're interested in seeing that is not already available on my channel, be sure to let me know as well. Again, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day.